Both players appear well prepared for this Ruy Lopez Murphy defense Anderson variation in German Bundesliga 2-0-4-5 Bundesliga round 13, leading to an exciting battle ahead. On e4. On e5. Knight f3. Threatening knight takes e5. Knight c6. Bishop b5. On a6. Threatening pawn takes b5. Bishop a4 played by Bjerre. Knight f6. We are now in the Ruy Lopez Murphy defense Anderson variation. On d3. Bjerre is looking to play. Bishop takes c6. Pawn takes c6. Knight takes e5 and dominate the board. On d6 played by Aditya Mittal. On c3. On g6. King castled kingside. Bishop g7. On h3. King castled kingside. Bishop e3. On d5. Aditya Mittal is preparing to play. On takes e4. On takes e4. Knight takes e4 and dominate the board. Knight bd2 played by Bjerre. On b5. Threatening pawn takes a4. Bishop c2 played by Bjerre. On a5. On a4 it is novelty move. Threatening pawn takes b5. On b4 played by Aditya Mittal. Rook e1. Rook e8. Bishop g5. On d4. On takes d4. Knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. Queen takes d4. Bishop e3. Threatening bishop takes d4. Queen d6 played by Aditya Mittal. Knight c4. Threatening knight takes d6. Queen e7 played by Aditya Mittal. Bishop b3. Bishop e6. Rook c1. Rook e d8. Queen c2. Knight e8. Knight d2. Queen d7. Bishop takes e6. Queen takes e6. Knight b3. Bjerre's idea is to play Rook e d1. Knight d6. Rook d2. Pawn h6. Rook d d1. King h7. Knight d2. Knight e8. Pawn b3. Bishop f8 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop f8 played by Aditya Mittal. On d4. Queen d7. Pawn takes e5. Queen takes a4. Rook a1. Threatening rook takes a4. Queen b5 played by Aditya Mittal. Knight d4. Threatening knight takes b5. Queen c5 played by Aditya Mittal. Threatening rook takes d4. Queen takes c5 played by Bjerre. Bishop takes c5. Knight c6. Threatening bishop takes c5. Bishop takes e3 played by Aditya Mittal. Rook takes e3. Rook d2. Pawn b3. Knight g7. Knight takes b4. Knight e6. Knight d5. Bjerre is looking to play. On b4. On a4. Rook e3. King g7. Rook takes a4. Rook takes a4. Rook takes a4 and seize the initiative. Knight d4 played by Aditya Mittal. Aditya Mittal's idea is to play Knight c2, Rook c1, Knight takes e3 and gain a significant edge. Rook a4 played by Bjerre. Bjerre might go for Pawn b4, Rook b8, Rook takes a5 and increase their advantage significantly. Rook b8 played by Aditya Mittal. Rook takes a5. Knight takes b3. Knight f6 check. King g7. Threatening knight takes a5. Rook d5 played by Bjerre. Bjerre might go for Rook takes b3. Rook takes b3. Rook takes d2 and increase their advantage significantly. Knight d4 played by Aditya Mittal. King h2. Rook bb2. Rook g3. Knight e2. Threatening knight takes g3. Rook a3 played by Bjerre. Knight f4. Knight e8 check. King f8. Threatening rook takes f2. Rook takes d2 played by Bjerre. Rook takes d2. Rook a8. On h5. King g3. On g5. On h4. Knight e2 check. King f3. Pawn takes h4. Time to think, find the best continuation for Bjerre. Knight f6 check is the right idea because King g7. King e3. Rook b2. On f4. On c5. On f5 Bjerre have small advantage. Let's analyze the main line. Bjerre might go for Knight f6 check. Rook d8. Rook takes d8 check. King g7. Rook g8 check. King h6. Pawn takes g5 mate and establish a winning position. Pawn takes h4 played by Aditya Mittal. King e3 slightly worse move played by Bjerre. Threatening king takes d2. Rook c2 played by Aditya Mittal. Knight d6 check. King e7. Knight f5 check. King d7. Rook f8. Knight g1. Rook takes f7 check. Pause the video and find the best move for Aditya Mittal. King c8 is the right idea because on e6. Rook c3 check. King d2. Rook c4. Rook f8 check. King b7. Still Aditya Mittal is losing. Let's go to the main variation. Rook takes f7 check. King e8 is a mistake played by Aditya Mittal. Threatening king takes f7. On e6 Aditya Mittal fought hard but ultimately had to concede defeat.